This is KMAW, MAWJ09's Epic Community TV channel. We have interrupted our normal programming due to a national emergency being declared. Please stand by for an activation of the emergency alert system. This is not a test. A message will be relayed over the air shortly. Please stand by. This is a national emergency message. All broadcast stations and cable systems shall transmit this national emergency message. This station has interrupted its regular programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air providing news and information to the public in assigned areas. This is KMAW-TV. We will continue to serve the Hartford, Connecticut area. If you are not in this local area, you should tune to stations providing news and information for your local area. You are listening to the emergency alert system serving the Hartford area. Do not use your telephone. The telephone line should be kept open for emergency use. We interrupt our programming at the request of the White House. This is the emergency alert system. All normal programming has been discontinued during this emergency. This is KMAW-TV. This station will continue furnishing news, official information, and instructions for the Hartford, Connecticut area. If you are not in the Hartford area, you should tune to stations providing news and information for your area. It is important that you listen carefully to announcements from the station in your local area. We interrupt our programming at the request of the White House. This is the emergency alert system. All normal programming has been discontinued during this.
Emergency message issued by the United States government and the Federal Emergency Management Agency, covering the United States from 10:20 to 4:20 a.m. Eastern Time. This is not a test. Please listen to this message carefully. Large quantities of nuclear fallout have been reported all across the country since 12 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Issued by the source of the fallout has been confirmed to be fireworks exploding shortly after being launched. United States, from the resulting fallout, has killed many civilians from radiation sickness due to exposure to agonizing amounts of ionizing radiation, which has been reported in many cities across the country, especially in New York City, Washington, D.C., San Diego, California, Houston, Texas, Roanoke, Virginia, and Louisville, Kentucky, where the areas have been covered with roughly 300 square miles of fallout, severely affecting the environment. Numerous water supplies across the country have become contaminated and food chains have been disrupted. Evacuation orders have been issued in areas severely affected by the situation, demonstrating how devastating it is. All fireworks festivals have been canceled to prevent further incidents of ionizing radiation. If you possess any fireworks in your residence, aerial or not, please do not use them by any means necessary. Anyone affected by this event or not yet affected should seek a fallout shelter immediately, as fallout is deadly. To prevent radioactive particles from entering your home, seal any cracks in doors or windows with tape or towels. While those working in agriculture should pause their activities immediately because fallout has the potential to contaminate crops. Do not go outside under any circumstances, as you will be at risk of radiation poisoning. Ensure you have a gas mask rated NBC or higher. As a last resort, evacuate the area you are in, but only if absolutely necessary, as it is not recommended and could be dangerous. Hospitals are overwhelmed with patients experiencing radiation sickness and have an active triage mode. If you have an emergency, you may not be able to receive health care treatment. Remember to only call 911 for emergencies to prevent overloading the system. Please visit your local law enforcement website for further information. Updates will be posted every hour on social media, so please stay tuned for further updates. Stay indoors at all costs. This has been a national emergency alert system activation, which will remain in effect until further notice. Thank you for listening. Only if absolutely necessary.
We will be back on the air once the emergency has been terminated. Thank you for listening to KMAW, MAWJ09's epic community TV channel. We are now leaving the air due to an ongoing national emergency. Please turn to another station to receive information on this ongoing situation. We will be back on the air once the emergency has been terminated.
This is a national emergency message issued by the United States government and the Federal Emergency Management Agency, covering the United States from 10:20 to 4:20 a.m. Eastern Time. This is not a test. Please listen to this message carefully. Large quantities of nuclear fallout have been reported all across the country since 12 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The source of the fallout has been confirmed to be fireworks exploding shortly after being launched. The resulting fallout has killed many civilians from radiation sickness due to exposure to agonizing amounts of ionizing radiation, which has been reported in many cities across the country, especially in New York City, New York, Washington, D.C., San Diego, California, Houston, Texas, Roanoke, Virginia, and Louisville, Kentucky, where the areas have been covered with roughly 300 square miles of fallout, severely affecting the environment. Numerous water supplies across the country have become contaminated, and food chains have been disrupted. Evacuation orders have been issued in areas severely affected by this situation, demonstrating how devastating it is. All fireworks festivals have been canceled to prevent further incidents of ionizing radiation. If you possess any fireworks in your residence, aerial or not, please do not use them by any means necessary. Anyone affected by this event or not yet affected should seek a fallout shelter immediately, as fallout is deadly. To prevent radioactive particles from entering your home, seal any cracks in doors or windows with tape or towels. Those working in agriculture should pause their activities immediately because fallout has the potential to contaminate crops. Do not go outside under any circumstances, as you will be at risk of radiation poisoning. Ensure you have a gas mask rated NBC or higher. As a last resort, evacuate the area you are in, but only if absolutely necessary, as it is not recommended and could be dangerous. Hospitals are overwhelmed with patients experiencing radiation sickness and have enacted triage mode. If you have an emergency, you may not be able to receive health care treatment. Remember to only call 911 for emergencies to prevent overloading the system. Please visit your local law enforcement website for further information. Updates will be posted every hour on social media, so please stay tuned for further updates. Stay indoors at all costs. This has been a National Emergency Alert System activation, which will remain in effect until further notice. Thank you for listening.